Hello dear students, I Ganesh Kumar Padi, Faculty of Math, welcome all of you to this session. And today we have to discuss on the chapter relation and function. Already in our previous classes, we discussed about all the theories related to the chapter relation and function. And now we are moving to the some of the exercise problems of our chapter. Okay, so we are going to read the exercise 1b from our book Elements of Mathematics. Okay, so today we have to solve some of the problems of our exercise, that is exercise 1b from the book Elements of Mathematics. Okay, so let us begin with the exercise problems which will helpful for you to solve, to know the procedure of getting how we are approaching a problem. Okay, so let us start with the exercise problem. Okay, so it is exercise 1b and now we are going to solve some of the problems from the book. Okay, now let us begin with the question number 13. So we have to move from 13 onwards. So let us begin from 13. The 13th question says, let x equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. So set x is given with the elements 1, 2, 3, 4. Determine whether, so it is determine whether, I am going to write the question first, f from x to x. So x is converting to x. It is a function defined as given below here. Okay, then the question says have inverses. Okay, so we have to find whether they have inverse or not. Those functions are mentioned. Then it is given find f inverse if it exists. So we have to find f inverse if it exists. And how to get f inverse? The one is given as f is given as 1, f is given 1 4 2 3 3 2 and 4 1. Okay, now the second one is given f is 1 3 2 1 3 1 and 4 2. Okay, now the third one is given as f is 1 2 2 3 then 3 4 4 1. Okay, and we have to check out whether these functions which are defined from x to x have inverses or not. Okay, my dear students, now think, when we are getting a inverse of a function, is every function is invertible? Go to the theory part and see whether we are getting a inverse always. Yes, my dear students, yes, it is the correct way that every function does not have a inverse. So which function have a inverse? Those functions which are invertible, those are bijective in nature. So those functions are bijective, then only they have inverse. Okay, so here we have to check out that these functions are defined from x to x, but whether they are inverse existing or not, for which we will go for a pictorial way for your understanding, and we will find its inverse. Okay, if f is so you see, first of all I am going for bit 1. Here it is from x to x, the function is from x to x. You see, it is defined, and what x contains? 1 2 3 4, and the images are 1 is converting to 4, 2 is converting to 3, 3 is converting to 2. Okay, and 4 is converting to 1. Okay, so in a reverse way, you can see Is it injective or not? Yes, it is injective. Is it surjective or not? Because every image element has a pre-image in the domain set. So it is also what? It is also surjective in nature. So it is both injective and surjective. So we can say it is bijective. Hence inverse can exist. Okay, my dear students. So therefore we can able to get the inverse of these functions. So what is F inverse? Now you can say F inverse can be found as 4 has the pre-image 1. So F inverse for the first one. What is F inverse? We can say F inverse exists. F inverse exists because the original function F is 1 1 and it is on 2. So when a function is invertible, it is both 1 1 as well as on 2. So here it is 1 1 and on 2. So F inverse exists and F inverse is equal to the order pair 4 1, 3 2, 2 3 and 1 4. Okay. In this way we are able to get the inverse of the function. Clear, my dear students? Because it is the reverse way. It converts the image values to its pre-image value. It is a rule which is assigned to convert the image value of the range set to the domain set. Okay. So with this we are able to get the inverse of this function here. Now we move to the second bit and now we check whether inverse is existing or not. Okay. So now move to the second one. The second one says, it is from x to x. So f is the function. Okay. It is converting 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 1 has the image 3, 2 has the image 1, 3 is the image also 1. So you see 3 has the image also 1. Clear, my dear students? And 4 has the image 2. So you see, now think in this case the function is existing. The function may be exist but its inverse does not exist. Why? Because it is not 1 1. You see, both different elements have a single image. Okay, so the function is not 1 1. Second, it is not on 2 also because all the domain elements, because these are the range elements, but x contains what? X contains 4 also, but 4 does not have a pre-image in the range set for this function, in the domain set for this function. Okay, every element of the domain our codomain set does not have a pre-image in the domain set. So S4 does not have a pre-image. So this function is not only 1 1, it is also not only on 2. It is not both, not 1 1 and not on 2. Therefore F inverse does not exist, as F is not 1 1 means injective, nor on 2 means surjective. So it is not satisfying. So if a function satisfies both the conditions, not only a single one, both the conditions, then only you can say inverse exists. So F inverse does not exist. So if F inverse does not exist at this case. Clear, my dear students? Now we will move to our next question and we see what happened about the inverse, existence of inverse. Okay, so you see I am clearing this one and this is your third option. The third question is given as F is 1 2 2 3 3 4 and 4 1. So here in this option what the function do? The function is converting the elements of x to x as 1 2 3 4 is converting, 1 is converting to 2, 2 is converting to 3, 3 is converting to 4, 4 is converting to 1. Now again you see here existence of inverse happens or not? Okay, we can say inverse exists. Because it is 1 1, clearly it is 1 1. Every different element has a different image. Next it is on 2 also. Therefore F inverse exists as F is bijective. Okay. Now what is F inverse? F inverse is 2 1, 3 2, 4 3 and 1 4. Okay. So this is the way to get the inverse function, the reverse way. Okay, my dear students. So this is about the question number 13, where we are able to know that inverse of a function exists when the original function is bijective. Then only we are getting inverse of the function. Clear? Now we will clean the question and we will move to a next one. Okay. So the question number 14 is, let f is from x to y. Let f is from x to y. If there exists a map, g from y to x, it is another mapping, another function g from y to x, such that the composition function GOF is the identity on x and the composition fog is on identity on y. Then the question says, so that we have to show two things, that f is bijective and g equal to f inverse. That is the two things we have to show. Now go through the question, we will solve it. Okay. So we will go for the first one. Clear, my dear students? You see, I am going for the solution of the first one. Okay. So we can say f is in the first one, what is given? Given f is from x to y. Okay, it is given. Also g is from y to x, it is given. Also given GOF is identity on x. You know, identity function means if you put the some element, you will get the output as the same element. Okay, so that is the meaning of identity. So now, as it is the identity, we know that identity functions are bijective. Identity functions are bijective in nature. Yes or no? That is already, we are already able to know that identity functions are bijective in nature. Okay. So I can say, since identity on x is a bijective function, so I can say GOF is also bijective. GOF is also, because GOF is equal to identity on x, that is given. It is about the equality of functions. So if this one is bijective, so GOF is also bijective. Okay. Now what again gives also, or similarly I can say fog is identity on y. As these two are equal, and identity function, whatever may be, it is identity on x or identity on y, is a bijective function. So I can say, therefore fog is also, I can write it here also, therefore, or I can write it here, fog is also bijective. Clear, my dear students? So now GOF is, we obtained that this GOF is bijective and this fog is also bijective in nature. Look carefully, my dear students. Now we will go to say edge. GOF is bijective. Edge GOF is bijective in nature. Okay, that implies F is injective. Okay, and fog is bijective in nature. That implies F is surjective. Clear, my dear students? These two are present as a result, as a property of the composition of functions, okay, or on the bijective function. Okay, so as GOF is bijective, so F is injective, and as fog is bijective, so F is surjective. Now from these two, suppose this is A and suppose this is B. From A and B, what is the conclusion? Therefore F is bijective. Therefore, as from 1 and 2 or from A and B, I can say from A and B, it is clear F is injective and surjective. That implies F is bijective. Clear, my dear students? So this is about to show that F is bijective in nature. Now we will show the second part, G is equal to inverse of F, okay, or F inverse. In short, we can say inverse of F or F inverse, that we have to show. So this is about the first part, that F is bijective under this condition. Okay, look carefully and we will move to the second part. Okay, now we will move to the second part and we will show it. So I am going to clean the board now. Okay, you see. So we can say, now from 1 it is clear, F is bijective. So F is bijective, that implies F inverse exists. Okay, so F inverse can be found. Clear, my dear students? So as F inverse found, therefore we can say, yes or no, as F is bijective, that implies F inverse exists. So therefore, and F inverse is from where to where? Y to X. As F is from X to Y. So since F is from X to Y, so F inverse is from Y to X, and F inverse is existing at here. Okay. So we can say now F inverse operated on F is equal to identity on X. X. How it is identity? You see carefully that since F inverse operated on F of X equal to F inverse of F of X. If F of X is considered as Y, F inverse Y is what? X. So we can say F inverse operated on F, which suppose applied on X, it convert to X. So that is the identity function. Okay. So we can say f inverse operated on f equal to identity on x. Clear? And similarly, f operated on f inverse is identity on y. But given GOF equal to identity on x and FOG equal to identity on y. So you see, we are obtaining these two results, that f inverse operated on f equal to identity on x, but it is mentioned that GOF is identity on x. Okay? It is mentioned at here in our question. So from here we can say, therefore, from here we can say, therefore f inverse equal to g. Because from here it is clear, it is identity on x and it is GOF is identity on x. So from here we can say f inverse is equal to g. Clear, my dear students? So this is about our question number 14, where we are solving a result. Now we will go to the question number, our next question. Okay, it is question number 15, my dear students. I am cleaning this one. Now, what is the question number 15? Give an example to show that f of a intersection b is not equal to f of a intersection f of b, where a intersection b is not equal to 5. So we have to take two sets, we have to consider a function, okay, and we have to show this result. Okay, now how I am going to show it? We have to construct an example. Okay, so suppose we take let f of x equal to, I am taking one of the function. Suppose let f of x equal to cos x. Clear? And consider, suppose we have to take two sets, a equal to 0 and pi by 2, consisting of two elements, and b equal to what? Suppose it is pi by 2 and 2 pi. Clear, my dear students? Now we will go and find out what is f of a. Clear? Here f of a equal to, as it applies the element, so it will be cos 0 and cos of pi by 2. Cos 0 is 1 and cos 90 is 0. Clear? Now f of b equal to what? F of b equal to cos of pi by 2 and cos of 2 pi. So you see it is cos 90 is 0 and cos 2 pi equal to, again it is 1. Clear? Now a intersection b equal to what? Here you can take any example as per your choice, you can construct also. Now I am taking this one. So a intersection b equal to, I can say it is pi by 2. And what is f of a intersection b? It is our cos of pi by 2. So cos of pi by 2 means what? What is the result? It is equal to 0. Clear? Now we have, therefore, f of a intersection b, it is containing only one result, 0. F of a is there, intersection f of b is, it is, you see both the sets are there, and it is equal, their intersection is equal to 1, 0. Therefore f of a intersection b, we can say, is not equal to f of a intersection f of b. Clear? So in this way you can construct any example, and as per your choice. And my dear students, you can go for the showing this type of result. You can find that image values taking two different sets, and you can find their intersection and you will check out that they are not equal with each other. I am taking one of the examples. Clear? Next we will go for a next question. That is an important question. Okay. Now we are going to discuss. So now we are going to discuss about the next question. It is question number 16. The question number 16 gives that prove that for any f from x to y, f operated on identity of x equal to f, and it is equal to identity of y operated on f. Clear? So that we have to show. Okay. So again, look for the what it is given. Look it. Okay. So we have to show this result. Okay. We know solution. From our previous one also we know identity on x can be written as f inverse operated on f. Okay, that can be represented as identity on x. That is also shown in our previous. And identity on y equal to f operated on f inverse. Okay. That can be shown also. We can again show it here also. Identity on x is what? It is equal to x, and f inverse operated on fx equal to, it is f inverse of f of x. So what is f of x? So it is y, so we can say it is equal to x. Okay? Clear? So we can similarly show for this one. Now f operated on identity x, it can be represented as f operated on what is identity of x, that is f inverse of f of x. Suppose it is applied on f of x. So it is f operated on f inverse of f of x. Clear? And it is f of f inverse. What is f inverse y? And it is equal to, we can say that f inverse y is what? It is equal to x. So you can see that what is applied on the value, we have to show that the same result is there. So it is f inverse y is x, so it is f of x, which can be minimized as f. Okay, so you can say f operated on identity of x equal to f. Similarly, identity on y operated on f, which is equal to f operated f inverse, okay, of f of x. This suppose it is equal to x is there. So it is f of f inverse of f of x. And what is f of x? That is y. And what is f inverse y? That is x. So you can see it is f of x, or which can be minimized as f. So from here we can say, therefore we can say f operated on identity x, which is equal to f, and which is equal to identity of y operated on f. Okay. So this is again one of the result of the exercise, and it is the question number 16. Okay, my dear students. So my dear students, today we able to learn some of the important questions from our book Elements of Mathematics, and it is considered about the function and its related exercise. Okay. So in our next class we move to some other part and we discuss it. Till then, goodbye and thank you to all. Goodbye, my dear students.